Welcome back. We are going to be looking at making the side of our wall mounted hanger for our lamp. So we're designing this piece right now. This can be any design you like. Hopefully from our last video you put in some of these values. Oh, it looks like I didn't put this one in yet. And we are going to start a sketch. And this sketch, I'm going to put it on this right surface there. And I'm going to go look at that from the right. And I'm going to hide all this other stuff here. And I'm going to start off by just drawing two lines. So this one should be the length, and this one is going to end up being the height of our lamp. They should be 90 degrees to each other. And I'm going to dimension both of those by pushing either D or the dimension button. Let's back up there. This button right here. And this one should be the length. Again, these values can be anything you like here, so don't use the same numbers as mine, make them fit your lamp. After that, you can really design anything you like coming through here, give it all sorts of cool shapes if you like, right? You can make some Mickey Mouse ears on there, whatever you really like here. Make it look cool. You can put some holes in it. Last time you saw I did some curves and some holes in there. Let's try something else here. I'm going to try some arcs like this maybe. You know, I want something like that. And then I want, who knows, you know, I can just go crazy here. Doing another one. Maybe I want it to come way in like this. Maybe I want some straight lines in there too. All this is really up to you. Play with this. You can change things. So if you want these to be different rules, you have these different rules up here, these constraints. Play with those a little bit, see what happens. Remember, undo is your best friend in this case. And you can play with that all day. Go ahead and do that now. And when you come back, we will look at putting in some notches here. So go ahead and play. Boop, 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 boop. Pause the video. All right, we're back. So next we want to put in some little notches so that we can have the pieces interlock, just like we did back here. So on our maker case here, all of these were evenly spaced, which is really nice. It looks pretty. If you want to make them all even spaced, you can. If you want them to be random size, that also works. So let's start here. I'm going to say I want this first one to be about like so, making sure that this line here is horizontal, right? So I clicked on it. That one's definitely going to be horizontal. And let's dimension this to be the thickness of our wood. Sometimes that changes other things like you just saw there, but you can always change that back or play with these constraints to make it look exactly like you want it to. And then I'm just going to go through here and make some more. You know, I want this one to be like this, and I'm going to start fresh and do another one like this. Notice I'm not constraining or dimensioning anything right now. Is what I'm going to do. This one is dimensioned. I could go through and dimension each one by itself, or I could just select all the ones that I want to be the same. And the first one was already constrained to be 0.2, the thickness of the wood. If I come up here to the equal one, if I click this, they're all going to immediately be equal to each other and change to the one that I already have rules for, right? So you kind of saw it change a little bit there. Let's do that one more time, and I'm going to make it really obvious there for you. I'm going to make one that's like really off. And now, when I select this one and my original there, and I say equals, bingo, it shortens it up and it's the right size again. If you want these all to be the same size, we can do the same thing, right? So if I want this one to be, I want that one to be 1 inch. So now I want you know, I only want these two to be exactly 1 inch. So I'm going to set those to be equal also. And you kind of get the idea what's going on here. I can start forcing things to be equal to each other. And then we can come through and trim off the pieces we don't like we've done before. You can put as many of these little notches in here as you like. Doesn't really matter, it's up to you. Put a couple in there. If you just put like one, it's not going to be very strong. Kind of the same idea as what we're doing here, right? So you can make some big ones, or you can make some very small ones. It's really up to you. But put, you know, at least 4 or something like that, so that it's going to hold together here. And then we're going to do the same thing going down this back edge here. Let's zoom in over here and repeat. So on this back edge, just for the sake of time, I'm going to make a big one and a smaller notch near the bottom here. You should probably put more than just 2. Put more in. But I am going to, again, I didn't dimension these, but if I click on my original one, now I click on the other pieces that I also want to be the same, go up here and force them to be equal. Bingo, they're going to be equal again. And I can cut off the pieces I don't want. And there's the side. All right, one last step here before we're done with this portion of the video. I'm going to extrude it. And I'm going to say thickness of the wood. And there we are. There is our side piece. Yeah, mine looks goofy, but it's really up to you. It can look like anything you like.